Da, da, da. I'm so happy right now. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dance choreographer, dance educator, and dance analyst based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're taking a look at ATEEZ's MATZ performance video. Now, if you don't know, here we go. I've seen all of their major discography. I've seen all of their B-sides except for Outlaw, I think at this point, and maybe 2 others. I've seen their entire concert that just came out a couple days ago, the Seoul 2024, that one. Saw the full concert. All the B-side reactions and analytics and all of that's going to be on Patreon. How that concert's going to work, it will not get released onto YouTube until all of the B-sides that I've recorded up until this point get released first. So it's going to be probably a year or so before that bad boy comes onto YouTube. Is that okay? I think so. If you can't wait, Patreon is a perfect place to go and binge to your heart's content. I got 65 plus reactions over there, and only a fifth of them, if that, have been released onto YouTube, which tells you just the density of my time with ATEEZ has been over the past couple of months. I've seen a lot of their content. I'm very excited about this for 2 reasons. Firstly, I really like the track. Secondly, I saw the concert version and they did not really do an actual choreographic performance. Was it a bit disappointing? Not really. I liked the concert in whole, and I liked what they did there, and I think it was very appropriate for the part of the show for sure. And it was a really great tie into Arriba. So that was a really fun kind of connection, and so for me, I'm really excited to actually take an analytical approach to this track because I felt like I couldn't really do that so far with the music video as well as the concert version. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and check it out.
Wash it away, oh, make it rain now. Wash it away, oh, make it rain. Wash it away, oh,
I'm so excited for this.
wash it away. Whisper for me, fall on your way. 눈가 색깔아 결이 무대 위. 야, 숨쉬도 까먹으려. 인간은 못하지. 야, 까놓고 솔직히 장사는 아니가 많이 나 못샷. 세계들은 찍어버리기 진부러 주인공 시사운데 타면 대꾸 빅 나라 인주공 뭐가 피신 건 브라이 윈. it's 좀 시간이 있으면 인정이 잘지. Wait, I'm a teaser, allergy. 맞았다. Yeah, 모든 스테이지 다 시너지. 반응이 터질 듯. 우주 돌리 두. 뒤따라가는 중. 원래 조용한 놈이 제일 미치고 만약 우리 눈은 얼굴로 꿰맸다봐라. 하나야란 정신없어 whack. 하나야란 시끄럽는 me. 알고 왜내 널 잃어버렸대. 알고 왜내 봐.
I feel very Men in Black there. Wow. That was a vibe. So it's basically the music video, just the dance version, and I'm living for this. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited for this breakdown. I was so excited for it, and I didn't get to see it. Come on. We on fire, we... Come on. Now here's the thing. Some of this choreo, I would say theirs is a little bit more complex. It's giving a lot of Taeyong GD energy from Good Boy, like that little era of mess right there. This kind of vibe.
We're going straight to the breaking news concerning the two men disappeared after the fire set in state.
I understand why they waited to release this. Because of that breaking news has to deal with the what they did on the Tron. What's it called? They projected it. I'm so happy right now. I cannot wait to talk about this choreo. Jeesh. Okay, this right here. Boom. And that's to me. This is that's a little fingerprint right there for sure. I feel that, okay, a lot of people predicted that this, you know, a lot of the imagery of this one in particular does tailor to Halazia, like Halazia, right? Halazia. Oh, gosh. Goodness. And I can definitely see it, especially with the chain usage, a lot of the imagery, kind of the color grading too. It was a bit dim, a little too dim for one of the sections, but luckily I have a brightness that I can just make it brighter. Okay, from the top here, my opinion, I like it. It's a vibe. It goes well with the track, very much so. I do feel that there's maybe one or two bits that really ride a whole count, which is just interesting. Instead of like, they didn't syncopate it or they didn't like polyrhythmicize it nearly as much as I was expecting them to on a track like this. I don't mind it though. I like it a lot. I truly do. This beginning, it is nice where we feel like we're getting little tidbits of all the different sections of the music video. It's just a dance form, and I'm on board with that. I definitely love it. And they look up to the sky. Really nice. Look, actually reaching up to the sky as well. They do have. Wash it away. Yeah, cool. Now, are there going to be Easter eggs in this choreo? Most likely, am I going to catch them all? Probably not. I am going to just treat it, once again, remember I'm an analyst, so I look at the fundamentals of the choreo, look at how they progress the musicality within the music. I will try to catch wordplay as I see it, but it'll be tricky. It's a lot of multitasking. Okay, so from here, love it how they drop the head down with the arms up, very much giving like a more surrender open kind of position. Start from here, really great to have Hongjun start low in the back, really easy for us to catch him as a feature, and then switching it up. Then they drop down, he comes up, and from here, it does feel like they're doing a little ISO section right here. I love that there, D, and boom! Boom, definitely gives very similar, like they do a lot of this kind of pulsing imagery. It feels very, unified, you know, it feels not militant, because militant has a really sharp staccato action or intention behind it, but in this case it does have this like a unified mosh pit almost kind of situation. We're on stage, yeah, at that part, boom, doom, doom. Notice that they did a double hit coming up, and normally you don't see that. Yeah, do they use their head or their body? They do the ding, ding, ding. They do a double with the head. I was honestly going to be shocked if they used their chest. It's really hard to do two chest hits, whether it's a pop or a bop, coming up in comparison to dropping back. It's just not, we're not used to seeing that. So I really like that boom, boom. Great uses of syncopation for that, for sure. Then they drop it a boom, GG, and then they bring in a ding, ding, but with a boom, boom. Yeah, love that boom, DD, dropping it down. Very much a fan of that. Now this part, I love this. I do know imagery. Halazia, I would say location. That's another thing that people have clocked as well. I would say youth also shows that. And it's you as well. I feel like all of them do. Let me just tell you, I'm just so freaking glad that I can analyze this. Because like, it was eating at me. I could not figure out all the nuances of what beauty of these grooves were. Now, this right here, they're kind of having more of an individualized approach. This is very impressive because you have two levels represented, and it does give Shall We Dance vibes. If you've seen Block B's music video, they had people like on an entire building. With that is freaking impressive because for me, it's a logistics thing. I think it's easier logistically for everybody to hear the same speaker here. It's a lot harder whenever you have a really tall building and you have everybody using every floor. That's way trickier, in my opinion, personally. Now, logistics, I haven't worked on sets like that, so I can't really tell you, but I can tell you just from, like, real life experience, whenever you're in a room up here and there's people down there, how sound travels is going to be different. So I'm going to assume educated guess here. Once again, take my opinion with a grain of salt on this. They could have had, you know, a speaker in the bottom floor and then a speaker in the top floor that was synced up. That would be my assumption, because I would say they got a lot of a crew to be able to create a lot of those things, and I would say we're more modern to where we can make that kind of thing happen, to where we're not having to be ghetto about it with like Bluetooth speakers and stuff. I don't know, but it's fun though. I really like this though, where they all go down, hit, and down. So notice that a lot of what makes it complicated is not the groove, it's how they choose to syncopate it or put it in the rhythm of the music. So they're not just hitting it on the tempo, they're syncopating it, and they're making it like a baby polyrhythm to help tailor into a different part of the music. And that's what makes it so simple, a vibe, but tasteful. But it's not really, like, simple's not easy, remember that. So delegated to the brand little by little. Really like that choice. Go away. Now this part did feel a little bit dim for me. I didn't really catch it being this dim. It could be because they're wearing significantly dark clothing here compared to whenever they would wear like the fur, and that was the jean jacket, right? And the fur, and they were trapped with the chains and the cameras and everything. So I really feel that that's why this feels a little bit darker. So that would be my note for those who filmed it or those who edited it. I really wish, it's just a personal thing, maybe like a color grade, making it a little bit brighter to some degree, still keeping the graininess and the essence, of course, but maybe making it a little bit clearer for us to see. But once again, I'm looking at the actual choreo. Some people are looking at vibes. That's absolutely fine. Digging it through that ding, ding, leaving the arms out and then bringing it up. Really like that. Reacting to that synergy. This part, yeah, I think they did a little hops. Was it hops they did there? Yeah, dee dee dee, and then so they did like a little hop, made a little, not a fixed point, but they made it a whole little moment to keep it in place but move it through, and then accenting of the feet. Then the switch, boom, boom, boom. Individual in the upper body as long as the lower half's in check. Bring it through, do dee doo, and with a turn. Really love that. Digging it through, D, and hit. Now, it makes sense. With MATZ, they were dressed up like, it looked like modified firemen, and they had little smoke guns. Like, that's freaking cool. Now, if I'm sitting here spoiling this for you, I am so sorry. Please remember, I am just trying to apply, you know, in MATZ, they go off. It is still amazing, regardless of what I'm saying. They wear cool fits, and it just works. And the transitions over and stuff, really, really cool to see. And in this case, it is nice to just see this vibe. See the freaking choreo. Like, my God, it's so nice. The switching the lights, I like that boom, boom, really nice accent. Notice that he kind of made it a little moment. Camera helped zoom in to create that moment and solidify it. I love that, too. And he hits it around, allowing half of them to come up. And then you have kind of partner work that's taking place. You have some of them that are kind of draping over from one side to another. Then you have some that are having more of like that scarecrow, popping vibes for there, which I really like. Super cool. Oh my, they're out of control. Whack, that's cool. I'm assuming maybe if they did the choreo and they broke them free, potentially. Oh my, they're always so loud. Then he comes through. Love the little columns they're looking. I love the engagement or the connection between the dancers and Seonghwa and Hongjun. It's just fun. I think that was something I really enjoyed about the concert, is that the dancers were a part of it. They weren't just like little dangly accessories at the end. Now, some facets they were, but I think the whole, like the set or the part of the air that I really appreciated the most from the concert, it was too specific. It was like their act 1 and their act 2. Like the act 1 was with this world tying into Wake Up. Like, I really love the story progression for that, and then also going from Ariba to Django. From MATZ to Django. Like, that whole little excerpts of sets was really, really cool. I love that. Boom, dee. Love that. Cool. Yeah, and notice that we have the tier of the level, and you notice that they caught the camera at the bottom, so it's really nice to kind of show this towering essence from everybody, regardless if they're low or high. So that was cool. 2 men were on fire, we met. This part, boom, click, click. Really like the ISO choice on this. Super cool. And they go, we are meh. Really nice to see. Hitting it through. Really like the push to the back. Yeah, I think for me, it's because it's so simple. Like, the chorus is so simple. That's what caught me off guard about it, as I was expecting boom, like making it a whole thing, but it's way more chill. It's just, hey, fire, and they just kind of tier it, but they're using half counts and whole counts, you know, which I like. Digging it through, and a nice little punch, and matching that music very well. Digging it through, really nice having a little muscle man action there. Bringing it through once again. Digging it, nice laid back approach. Yeah, boom, 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 nice little crump. Jab is what it kind of felt like. I wouldn't give it the crump title, but it does have that influence for sure. Again, we're turning up. They turn, show turning up. We're on fire, we are meh. Oh, you're like, hey, back off. You know, it's showcasing a sense of pride when you have a laid back approach, like, nah, don't mess with me. It's a, I could go for it and I'm choosing not to. It gives off that vibe because they're giving off enough energy enough to be like, we could totally pop off, but we're choosing to withhold and we're showing you our vibe. And that is different than like compensating for not really knowing what's going on. Like, there's a difference between the two. They're showing the former for sure. Yeah, dee and da-da, and then really taking the energy of the formation, traveling it over is really nice, digging it through. Then, boom, once again, having that little action to promote our transition back through, and then they double it up here. Then it gets really slow. They kick. Yeah, that part right there. I was just expecting boom. Now this right here, MATZ. I'm assuming this was the M because I saw the behind for this, and I think that's what, whoa, oh my gosh, I'm so young. Hongjun. He was talking about like, ooh, what can we be like our call sign for Matt? So that's what I'm assuming this is in Taylor too, based off of the behind that I watched. You let me know if I'm even close. Yeah, this right here. Yeah, I don't know what this particular is. You let me know. Digging through. I like that. Boom and boom. Really nice and low. Song while popping up. And I like the transition. Boom. Get the camera up. And then from here. Woo! I think it's like we shot the camera up. Now there, if we were Challenger, Enter, Jordan, or May, what would have been really nice here is if they went up, then it would have looked like we went from the floor, like a good transition into this would have been going from the floor up, so it felt like an exact like transition where it felt seamless in the same direction. This looks fine, but once again, it's still just a preference thing for some of this stuff. For me, it doesn't bother me because it feels like we're diving into the different sections of the music video through a choreographic lens, and that's what I really like about this, and that's why I appreciate the order in which I watch these, because part of me would have been like, oh, I love the performance, and I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to see it in the concert version, and then not getting it in the concert version, I'll be like, oh. So it's nice that I did the order of watching the music video, the behind the scenes, then I watched the concert, and then I watched this here. Because I've already seen how they perform this live. I know what they're capable of, for sure, and I know how these dancers are also doing it live, too. So I understand, like, the live version is just different. And I like all of the versions I've seen. Now, for me, the cuts right there, I wanted to see what they were doing. And I know right here, I know he kind of looked like he was opening a little checkbook there. That was cool. Ah, come on. I think they're just doing ding, 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 ding. So things like they're just popping through, literally using, I would say, chest bop. So a bop and a pop are different. A pop is an external chest hit. A bop is an internal chest hit. That's what I learned from Bop and Andre. Boom, boom. And notice that they were taking different approaches. Ding, 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 ding. If you want to see BB Trippin do that in action, you can watch them it's in the storytelling, like theatrical side. I mean, the whole thing's like walking theatrics. I love it. It's the Son and Yoonho's dance break going into this world and then Wake Up. That's a really great way to see it because they really showcase that in a really tasteful way that matches the storyline very well. So that's a nice place I can source if you want to actually see them do that without any cuts. They do a great job. Yep, and I like the throw, and then a boom. Really nice fullness from our dancers in the back, framing it well, digging it through, do-do-do. I've used that transition before as well. It's just really fun. It's a vibe. It really helps using a butterfly, so it's like that little inside-outside with the knees. Using that to transition is really nice, and it helps initiate a deeper groove. I love it. I love that. Over here, the DDD. I love how they kind of throw that jacket down a little bit in that scene, and then they throw the hands up. That was really great way to transition over because it shows opposition, and it makes us focus on the hands already because we were seeing them focus on the hands because of they were looking down and shaking their jacket, but then throwing the hands up but leaving the head down. That was really cool to see that accent. It's just fun. And then right here, Dee and with the accent of the shoulders to make it look more than just we're just vibing out in a two-step. We're doing pretty well. And then right here, this is like your little viral moment with a little dee taking that foot. Yep, boom, and at dee. So just basic for me, this feels like more marked choreo. Like you can really go for this. For me, just feels like we're doing a vibe because we're all vibing out. There's a lot of room left to grow. Correct. We can always keep growing and keep learning. This was cool. So how he looks up, boom, you can see his eyes from the sunglasses. Then now lives in the sky. Their hands are in the sky. That right there, going from the outside to the inside. That was really cool with the switch of the hands. Sheesh. And then they drop down, boom. If you want to put a GPS, I know the verbiage of here. So there's a Samsung who put a GPS tracker on their car, right? I think they said it was like a Kia Carnival. I don't know if they drove the Carnival or if the Samsung drove a Kia Carnival. Something like that. But anyway, I'm assuming it was theirs because they're referencing it here. You want to put a GPS, put it on a suitcase, not on a Carnival. Yeah, so that was, For me, this is also like a little diss. We're going global, babies. If you want to find us, you better put it on a suitcase. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like as a diss, but also a, hey, we ain't just cruising domestic. We are worldwide, baby. You know, I like the transition, traveling it around. You could be busy too. Don't worry whether it's on or off stage, digging it through. Really like that choice. I don't live with shame. I love that they have the energy. They move around. Our guys who are down, they slowly come up and then they cut. Now it's just a moment with him. This is such a freaking sick set. So like, look, you see really nice seeing the chains here. I would say this world, I even called that, this world also feels like that's within Halazia because, spoiler, they use chain on San to start this world, and it's giving similar to Halazia because of their usage and imagery of chains as well. So see, look, guys, I've told you, the more I learn about lore or the fingerprints, am I gonna be perfect? No, never, probably. But I feel like it's helping me be able to understand like a lot of these fingerprints more. It helps me appreciate the performance more and the choreography choices, things like that. Oh my, they're out of control. Whack. Now I like this choice. So you have Songhwa and Hongjun, Songhwa on the opposite ends, and then you have your dancers here. But notice that we're having this action where they're kind of dragging them. Very, very interesting. And then we have some action happening in the center. And yeah, and they're sitting it through, and then we have these guys thread underneath. So if you don't know what a thread is, you know it's like a needle and thread. A thread is like goes into the little hole in the needle. Here, whenever there's an opening or a space with the body, how somebody like you can like take your arm, so in waving, you can like you thread through it. That's not the only place that does threads. I just do that. I do threading more in waving because that's what I normally train. But in this case, if you look at the formation, we have a thread happening in two different spots. You have our two guys anchoring right here. They're creating two different thread openings. So notice there's two guys on the outside. There's two guys literally being slid through in between the legs. And then you have two guys that are about to pop through with the arms. So that's what makes this multi-dimensional. So he's there. Yeah, so they kind of just like dropped dead there. So that was cool. They've all dropped, allowing Songhwa a moment. I still feel this way as a tattoo admirer for sure, and someone who has ink myself and who will continue to get ink until I no longer feel like it, which I don't see that happening in the future. I like it. I like the experience. I like being able to travel. I travel to get tattoos done too. So it's just fun. It's memories, whatever. Side note. But anyway, I do like the choice that he chose to put MATZ right here. My one note though is I wish it would wrapped. Like it actually like wrapped through versus just making it feel like a sticker moment there. I still like it. Don't get me wrong. I just wish that it wrapped a little bit more and made it like a whole freaking piece, not just a little, it's not a clump. I'm not calling it that. That's just my little side note as somebody who really enjoys placement, like tattoo placements and meanings and that kind of stuff. It's so fascinating. But I love this energy right here. Swipes it through. Now that right there, what does that remind me of? That reminds me of, it was in the concert. Oh my gosh. I don't remember which one it was, but there was a whole moment where you had all the dancers in the back, and then you had, I don't know if it was the dancers or the ATEEZ members, then it was Django. In Django, they did it, the dancers in the back, and he kind of did this to them, or a lot of the members did, or the dancers, they all got, like, taken out. I made it a note to talk about how many times the dancers died in Django. It was fun. We started with a party with Oriba, and we ended with murder with Django, so I think here, it gives that little imagery there. Yep, and it goes, and now he's not dead. It was very impressive he survived a throat slit. Oh my, just gonna look at him. Yeah. Yep. Now you have just these regular people in the black up here with the flag. So we saw some black cloaks from earlier in the I really feel like these B-sides of all these subunits are introductions or ways to get into Halazia. I really feel like that's the next world that we're going to be diving into in their next comeback. Not Japan, next Korean comeback. Because I know in Japan, a lot of those don't really connect in the same way, which is absolutely fine. But once again, I could be wrong. I'm learning slowly, but our Chromer in crazy form is broken. So we're about to find out where it's assumed that the one from World, was it World A? It was presumably broken. I think Yosang. In that little bit. Anyway, but having this here, so we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, that dee-dee-dee-dee-da-da. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, digging it through. Boom, boom. And then this moment right here, digging it through. I like just, it's a little bit more subtle. It's not full. It's chill. Like we're packing a punch. It's like, hey, watch it. You know? Yeah, and then with Songhwa, he's making it more subtle. Hitting it through. Everybody's going a little bit deeper. A little negative filter. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da, just kind of digging it back. Our chemistry's insane. Woo! Yeah, and I like that transition with the turn, with a little accent with the elbow. I like that. It helps tailor into this action that we did. Using an elbow does give a little bit more of an aggressive, more, what is it? Unrefined way of fighting, right? So like this is like very refined, very structured. This is a very like unstructured, no holds barred kind of approach, which I really like. Yeah, that fire we emit. I like that push back. That was nice. And I love that choice with Hongjun dropping down, allowing Songhwa that moment there. That was a fun moment. Then going through, boom, boom. And then we just kind of move over to the side. Yeah, D. Bringing it through. Hongjun, of course, choosing to use his shoulders a little bit more than anything else in his body. We once again there. Woo, nice and slow. And it's just fun. It feels more suave. It doesn't feel like ha, 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 ha. Because the concert, they were definitely like hype men for sure. 1000%. I felt like it was Macklemore in a dumpster fire in the best way possible. It was incredible, you know. But here, it's definitely like it's just like attacking when needed, you know, like mob boss energy. Almost not quite as hype. Even there, very very chill, refined. We know who we are. That part right there. Boom, drop it. Drop it. Right there. Just nice to chill. I know they did this. They did this at the concert, so I remember seeing this. Yeah, I literally like this in the concert. It was actually cleaner in concert than it was here. So, yep, nice little dig there. And also the choreo here is different. Didi, I think it was Dun Dun. I think they used the head and isolated it in the concert, and I loved that. Here, this is cool because it's still syncopated and they're dropping, right? Wordplay, boom, and then they drop all the way down. They're hitting drop it, and they switch over. My one little note, it's not even a note, not even a suggestion, it's just say, if they wanted to, they could have mirrored it instead of Songhwa and Hongjun going the same way. If they went opposite ways, it would have made more sense with everybody dropping in opposition. But who cares? It looks great. And I got exactly what they were going for. And in this part, I really like having the opposition of the outsides, but they're mirrored, and then you have your inside facing each other. It's cool. Then they drop down, pulling through. Now, fun fact, I am using this transition, very specific one, but it's actually tailored more towards inspiration from Brotherhood in one of my routines, because we're taking a huge inspiration off of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and one of the transitions Brotherhood uses to kind of show like miming, not miming, is this kind of transition with the knees, but they're moving a little bit more. Here's a little bit trickier to like move because you'll like fall off of the freaking platform, but they are moving, but it's really, really subtle. Like they're not sitting here trying to jump off the freaking structure, you know what I mean? And this is interesting with the chandelier. It's definitely a chandelier of cameras. It does tailor more so to MATZ in the music video, where they're being watched and they're kind of held hostage a little bit. Maybe that's what this was tying into, is that they're like held hostage, which ties more, honestly, it ties even more so into this world for me, but they were in different parts of the concert. Now, this right here, really nice, jab, 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 it stings like this. I love that. It's just so full, and this is so majestic. It's just, God, it's awesome. Body, let it do it at once, and I like that part. Ding, 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 and I like how they're keeping this going. Do, do, do. That's trickier to do than you think it is. It truly is. Digging it through. Dee, 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 dee. Yep, digging it through. Love that kick through. Doon, doon. Then I love that too. Boom, boom, and a pa. The energy on this is so good. Go, go. And I like that too, so it's really subtle. Now, first is go, go. I'm normally used to seeing people go like go like really full with their movement because it's very much like Anthem, getting your crowd hyped. But here they're making a really nice, they're making a different choice. It's just interesting, you know, something to think through. And they're making it more like we're defending ourselves, tapping through with a little slap, get away from me, kind of like that. Da-da light here, very similar to what we've seen in their choruses. Go. Yep, digging it through, boom, hit, then we bring it back. Really nice. It does look like there's a search, like they're looking for them. It kind of gives off that energy a little bit more. Yep, boom, like this, right there. So for me, you let me know if I'm even remotely close. Gut tells me this, that this right here, introducing us, or it's showcasing, I know this is World A, but it's going to be eventually leading us into World Halazia. And this portion, it feels like it ties very much with this world. It does. It's hard not to think that way for myself because of just the imagery and how they used it in the concert, as well as just the usage of the chain, and also just seeing just that choreo. The choreo in this world has so much imagery from the world of Halazia. That's why I say that. So there's like, I feel like we're getting into, because I know we have Z and A, and I think we're gonna be like getting more into our other world here pretty soon after their tour. So, but this is pretty cool. If they have a performance video of this, do we think we're gonna have a performance video of Youth? Maybe. Of It's You. Even more so, possibly. But I really like this one because you heard like the breaking news in this one. If you don't know what that's from, they have like a whole video that they play at the concert that shows them like, you know, breaking news. It was really cool. But yeah, this was really, really dope. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see me look at the full concert, it is on Patreon for you, ready to look at. Also, at this point, like I said, I've done a full marathon. There's a good chance that the B-side that I was mentioning, by the time this comes out, I may have already reacted to it. Who knows? I think it's Outlaw for sure, and I think there's maybe like one or two more, but I know that one I'm definitely getting to very soon. And also, it's just, I have over like 60-something analysis of their entire discography. So if you're just curious about my thoughts, not even from a lore perspective, but just a choreographic perspective on how the movement matches the music, that's where a lot of my analysis are going to be coming at, lens-wise. So if that interests you, Patreon's where it's at. If you're okay with waiting for them to have comebacks, which it feels like we have a comeback every month at this point with this group, you'll be able to see more content on YouTube soon. Once again, I'm Jazz. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye!